All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I'm hoping to do 4 tickers on this one. I'm gonna do the normal SNDL, you know I love calling it Sandal, as well as HITI here, but I'm gonna try to throw in CGC and CRON if I can. My goal is not to make this too long, but I would really love to cover those two if I can, okay? Really disappointing to see what Sandal and High Tide have done. There were moments when I was really confident on both. Obviously, it was around this 22 May 22nd, right? But at this point, look, we are actually under all 5 moving averages. We have been trading under the 8 and under the 20 for a really long time now. It actually looks like 2.5 weeks, almost most of the third week, right? So this is a worrisome to say the least. All right, ACB. I don't know if you watched my other video or not, but ACB actually surprised me with the way it looked. I've always kind of said if ACB can recover, in the back of my head, I think like the rest of the sector might raise with it, but I know those two charts look a little rough. When we get to CGC, I'm going to talk a little bit about a viewer comment. There was a comment that the CGC Canadian ticker was going to fall off their main index. And I was going to ask a couple questions about that when we got to that. But overall, like there's some stuff to be worried about here. And in general, I think it really upsets me that the market is doing well. The Dow Jones, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, like there's been a lot of money to be made on a lot of stocks, and like it's not really holding here. You know what I mean? So just food for thought, right? But again, before we go any deeper, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We're gonna take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how this thing is setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please like this video, subscribe to the channel, share this thing with your friends, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really does help me out, and it works with these YouTube algorithms. You know what I mean? So thank you for sure. All right. Look, let's get into it. And on the last video, I remember saying on Sandal, look, I was not sure if this 140 line was going to hold. All right. And losing 140 will put this in all-time lows. All right. Tilray, all-time lows. Hexo just slipped into all-time lows. I'm really worried. Sorry, not the 1 hour, the daily. I'm really worried that we're going to lose 140 and slip into all-time lows. Look, all-time lows is a black hole vortex. All right. In my head, once it slips down there, any stock, not just this sector, any stock that goes into all-time lows, I'm ready to watch it lose 20%. And on this stock, that basically means going from 140 to 110, right? Basically 15, that's 30, right? Like 110 is what I generally believe will happen if this thing confirms we're losing 140, all right? Because again, I'm not here to say 140 is all-time lows. Clearly, this thing's been as low as like oh shit, it's already hit 130 not long ago on a wick, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm ready for this thing to lose this and then hard drop to 110 in my opinion, right? That's a scary RSI. That is not a good MACD. As I zoom in, it actually looks like MACD is just, it's still going down, RSI still going down. We still haven't broken the 50 volume yet, you know? I think losing the 40 will make it kind of look like that, you know what I mean? So, and then again, once we lose that first 20%, unless the hand of God decides to come down and save this thing, we might lose another 20% on that 110. And that's basically another 20-cent loss, right? So just be really careful. Look, I'm not here to wish bad, all right? I want everyone's money to be in winning stocks, right? Like, I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, but I'm here to give you my opinions. And my opinion really is a $1.10 is not going to surprise me on Sandal right here, all right? And again, I say it, I think it's going to be really hard to get over 160 because look, we got two really hard moving averages right here. The 20 and the 50 are just no joke, all right? And right now it seems to be happening is the 8 is becoming no joke. And again, let's just zoom out. This thing has struggled with the 8 before. This thing has struggled with the 8 before. This thing has struggled for a long time with the 8 before. You know what I mean? So just be really careful. There's not too much more I can say here. And again, Tilray is already in all-time lows. Hexo just slipped into all-time lows. This thing is a stone throws away from the all-time low black hole vortex, all right? Not HITT, HITI. High tide. Man, this is starting to get rough, all right? From what looked like, let's get over all the moving averages and fly, we are now trading under all 5 moving averages. It's a rough thing to see, and in all honesty, we've been doing it. Obviously, we've been doing it on this day and on this day, right? On the 31st was the last time we were actually over the 50, which was the last of the 5, right? I think these 2 days kind of don't count because we were still trying to get over maybe. These 5 in my head have confirmed we are well under all 5 moving averages. And let's be honest, not well under. We're under, and I'm not sure if we're about to see well under, all right? Honestly, look at where we're at, all right? We're basically sitting, oh man, we're like exactly sitting on this, which in my head is a really insignificant green candle. Green, 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 green can really quickly be red, red, red. I would not be surprised if this thing drops to 118, 119. I think we're gonna come to this trend line, right? Which is a pretty long downtrend line, all right? And then if we lose this, I actually wouldn't be too surprised if we went to 107. Someone, if I'm not mistaken, mentioned that earnings are coming back for high tide soon, okay? They did earnings right here. It's been 1, 2, I mean, I'm surprised if it'll happen this month because I think we still need to close this quarter before we're going to do earnings, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. I would imagine earnings would be in July, not in June. But if I'm wrong, let me know. Because again, high tide had good earnings right here. This is why it gapped up. This is why it actually sustained a little bit long. Most of the other weed stocks had been dropping since like May 15th, give or take. Like this one held as long as it could. It's now kind of slipping, right? So hopefully earnings timing might be a really, really good thing if it could do what it did right here. Otherwise, again, my technical analysis is when you're under all 5 line, break all 5 and fly, lose all 5 and die, all right? And I'm telling you, 119 is really what I see. And from there, I'm not even sure if 107 is what I should probably give the target to, right? But yeah, MACD looks like it's ready to go down. RSI looks like it's ready to go down. We still haven't really like had 2 days over the 50 moving average, which could be really bad if they're 2 red candle days, right? So where are we on the weekly? Again, the weekly has been trying to get over the 8 and the 20. It now kind of looks like the 8 and the 20 have won. And again, like I said, I think we're heading down. I do. What's the bottom of this? 116. Yeah. This is worrisome to say the least. And man, I remember just talking about, I'm excited to get in once we're over all 5. I've just that seems like such a distant past at this point. All right. CGC. All right. Listen to me. I am not here to talk about, just when you lose all-time low support, okay, I'm ready for the black hole vortex to just eat all your money, all right? From 105, you lose 10 cents, that's basically 10%. You lose 20 cents, that's my 20, right? So you drop to 80, that's your first 20-cent tranche. From 80, I'm ready for the next 20%, right? 8 and 8 is 16. I'm pretty sure 80 minus 15 is roughly this number, right? all-time lows is scary. All right. And I know the question becomes, how much worse can it get? You don't want to ask that. You really, really don't. Because look, like, it wasn't that long ago that the RSI was at 3.9. All right. A 4.5. All right. A 10. We're still at 14. This thing's kind of whining. Like, are we about to lose another 10 ticks on the RSI? Right? Like, are we going back down at 4 and 3? Like, the last thing you want to ask is, how much worse can it get? There was a comment, all right? Look, I'm not here pretending I know everything about stocks and shit, right? Like, this I honestly do not know, and I'm hoping for team information here, all right? So, in the US, I trade in the US, right? Like, in the US, we have the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, the S&P 500. Other countries have different versions of that, and the Canadian version, I think it's the TSX. I'm sorry, I have no idea what the actual 3 letters are, but someone said this is about to fall off of that, okay? On the 19th, if I'm not mistaken. Number one, is that true? Can someone please confirm on this if that's true? Number two, look, if your money's in a stock that's about to get delisted, all right, that's bad. Because you don't want and again, I'm going to use the US ones, right? I don't want the Dow Jones to say, hey, chart readers, you know that one stock you got a lot of money in? I'm going to be honest, I'm going to kick that thing out of the Dow Jones. It's no longer a top 30. It's no longer in the Dow 30. It's now number 32. I gotta bring someone else in. Hey, good luck with that. You know how bad that is? You know how many headlines are going to read, oh man, this thing got kicked out. Oh man, this thing got kicked out. Oh man, this thing was not good enough to stay in. That is not good. You know I don't care about the news that much. That's bad news. All right. So if this actually is going to get delisted from the Canadian version of a major index, that's bad. All right. And with that happening already in all-time lows, that's horrible. All right. So again, please let me know. And honestly, I think even regardless if that's true, and if it is true, that's so horrible, I still don't think the worst is over here. All right. We're starting to fall a good distance away from the 8 moving average. Again, I always talk about it. As you fall away, you're going to end up coming back, but then you're going to fall away again. Yeah, maybe we'll come back up a little bit, but we're going to keep falling. We're going to stay below the 8 for a while. There's nothing that screams recovery. And I know a 14 looks low. When we were at a 3, literally about a month ago, right? This was on the 14th. Oh no, sorry, more than a month. 2 months ago, right? Like, that's very, very scary. All right. So real quick, let me look at CRON. Damn, same thing, right? CRON under all 5 moving averages. Is 175 the all-time low number? It's not, but Jesus. Look, there's not a lot happening between 175 and 132. It's basically all right here, and all I see is red, 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 green, 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 and then, all right, maybe we'll draw this. Let me put, what does that look? No, I'm not going to put that one. I'm going to do that. I think I got to go just a little lower. Again, we're not here for perfect. Good enough is really good, but that's basically 50% of that big candle. Again, I actually really think that 156 I just drew is not going to be very strong, and I think 132 is really, really likely for CRON. But again, end of the day, we just slipped under all 5. And actually, that's not even that true. We slipped under all 5 right here, right? Let me just... Under all 5, we keep going down, we come back to the 8, we keep going down, come back to the 8, we keep going down. I don't think we're coming back to the 8 right now. I think we're going to keep going down because that's an ugly MACD, that's an ugly RSI, and look, again, volume still hasn't seen the worst of it. We've barely broken the 50 line on any of these last trading days, so across all of these, there's so much to be worried about. And ironically, ACB is the only one that had any confidence in it, which is kind of funny. But hey, trade safely. These are just my opinions. I'm not here to spread fear, but passion don't pay the rent. Remember that, all right? Hey, I appreciate you so, so much. Thank you. Thank you.